everyone! Happy Wednesday. It's a live stream day. Yay! We're already chatting a little bit with one of you in the chat. So, hello Danny. Good to see you there. It's one of those things where you're going to be hearing probably this whirring sound in the background because I had to turn the dehumidifier on in the basement. It's actually really cold and dank and dreary down here. Hello Jan, nice to see you. So yeah, the exciting stuff. The channel has hit 10,000 subscribers. That was a fun Monday evening. Literally, as I found out the channel had ticked over to 10K plus, I was on the phone with someone because we're getting stuff done around the house. I was on the phone with this one person. Another person was calling me, so it was one of those things where I'm like trying to get ducks in a row, and it's basically just turned into squirrels at a rave. It's literally what I'm dealing with right now. But today, I am very excited to paint the Reaper, the Grim Reaper. This guy is from WizKids. The chat actually voted on painting him up for this live stream and possibly next. We'll see how far I get. Hello, Akile. Good to see you as well. And once he's done, what's really going to happen is I found out that that week before I leave, my kids are doing stuff at school. So that whole week is kind of pretty much just spoken for. So next week is going to be my last lunch break live stream week. That's also going to be the announcement time for whoever wins the May Guild build, or wait, no, not that one, the other one, the giveaway, the 10,000 giveaway, the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I will announce our winner next week, and after next week I'm going to be taking a break from doing the stream simply because I'm going to be packing to go out of the country and then out of the country. I'm hoping to be back that first week in July. Don't hold me to it because I'm not sure how badly jet lag is going to be affecting me. So here's to hoping. Oh, more people jumping in. So we have Killmore, we have Crafter's Forge, we have Raptor Jesus, and Nicholas just jumped in as well. Hello, hello, hello. The guild build video, that's where that came from. I am going to be doing the guild build video that is hopefully going to go up this evening so that people can see who the finalists are and everything like that. And then I'll get the poll going as well. A lot of it just has to do with finishing this up, getting back on my editing software, and finishing up that video because we had a lot of great entries, which means a lot of editing and putting in information as well. Yes, Michael. Hey, and yay to 10K. It's crazy. Hey, Last Laugh. Good to see you. Been a long time no see. So this guy, what I'm going to do, normally I start off having the whole layer of the dry brush put in, but I did notice that someone in the Tabletop Crafters Guild group had asked about if anyone does black and white minis. And hello, David Walker, and hello, Stefan. Good to have you join us. So what I thought I'd do is show you how I will bring up the gradient color on him before we go when we do my, the twist on the Reaper, because this guy is not going to be a black shroud. That's not happening. So what I had to do with him first is I did have to do the boiling hot water bath into an ice cold water bath because this was definitely curved big time. Yes, it's curved here, but this was also pointing west, so to speak. So I had to go and fix that, but everything else was pretty much fine. I didn't have to worry about it. And this was self-correcting. As soon as I put it into the boiling water, it straightened right back out. And then I just quickly shifted over to the ice water, and it's been fine since. So that's the one thing I did notice with this mini. It's on its floating base. Again, I'm not going to worry about paint getting on this part because that easily comes off with acetone nail polish remover wonderfully, beautifully. I'll address the base when I'm done. So what I want to do to address the whole can you do minis in black and white, I want to show you how I do this gradient scale of dry brushing from a darker gray to a mid gray to a white. And then you'll see how that translates into very nicely putting on glazes of color to bring color to things without going too crazy or too ham. So that's just something I wanted to kind of do as a take today. And I have plans for him. There is going to be color shift paint involved because that was brought up last week. I decided to go with a really cool dark purple up into a red. I thought that could be a really neat spin on the Grim Reaper using these intense deep colors, so that's the plan with that one. I am going to be doing a blend of craft paints as well as paints from Vallejo Game Color Line, so just a heads up on that as well. For those of you who are new, I use whatever paints I have on hand. I use craft, I use miniature paints. They all work out just fine for me, so I'm not exactly the biggest paint snob unless I just know that a particular color from a certain brand is just a no-go. But yeah, that's the plan for today. And hello, Army Aircat. Did I get that right? Yes, Army Aircat. And thank you very much. Yeah, everyone's been reaching out, sending me these really sweet messages, and I really do appreciate getting those direct messages or the replies to things, just so supportive, so positive. which I'm really happy to hear that people are enjoying what's going on in the community that's being built. So the giveaway is active. It is going on now. If you haven't seen it yet, there is a video on my YouTube channel with it. That is also linked on my Facebook account, or Facebook page. There is a post about that as well as over on Twitter. So get yourself in there. I just checked it before I jumped onto the stream and it already has over 2,000 entries because I'm using the Gleam app, which is definitely very handy. All right, so for the first round of this dry brush trick, I'm going to show you if you want to kind of give your minis a black and white effect. Really, it's dealing with the grayscale factor. I'm going to jump into using Vallejo's Sombre Gray. So I'm going to start with that. And this was primed in just black, plain old black. Hey, Jake, thank you. That's another great craft channel you guys should follow. If you aren't following Mini Terrain Domain, get on over here on YouTube as well as on Twitch and check him out because he does very cool things and he also does some really great games. I know those of you who are seasoned veterans of the chat, we hear about Jake a lot, and tomorrow night is our season finale of the Dawnbringers for season 2. I'm excited about that. So come and join us 8:30 p.m. on Mini Terrain Domain on Twitch, and we're going to bring things to a close for the Forge of Fury. And hello, Eddie. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's why I like this Gleam app, because there's a lot of people interested. There's no way right now I can handle doing that all manually because, holy wow. But I can't wait to see who wins this, and that'll be announced next week. So what I've done is I've taken this Sombre Gray. I am taking a wider, fluffier flathead. This guy gets a lot of use. That's why he's kind of floofed out. And I'm going to just basically take this because there are these fantastic folds and fabric details that I want to start bringing out. And I'm going to do that little by little by taking it from a lower gray to a higher, lighter gray. So basically what I try and do when working with fabrics is I kind of want to do an offset angle. So it's almost like 90-degree angle to the folds I want to bring out. And yeah, that's about what I want it to be. And a little on the brush will go a long, long way. He's going to be tricky just because he's got so many at different angles. So right now I'm focusing on this area right here. And you can see right away that starts bringing out some really cool details. I'm going to carry that around. Now in the bottom doesn't really have much detail to it. They've kind of just treated this as a flat area, if you're wondering. Let's see here. And then, oh, it's your first chat, Eddie. Congratulations for having the chance to join us. It's a lovely chat. The people are great. Enjoy the conversation. Feel free to ask any questions you may have. So that's basically what I'm going to do here, where I see that I can keep this brush working. There we go. Now, the folds shift, so I'm going to spin him. I find it helps to move the mini so much as trying to move the brush around. Reload my brush a little bit, and I'm really not putting a lot. I do have a paper towel right here. I'm keeping it out of frame because white tends to flare out. So I am going to put a little bit more on the brush. My wrist test, basically what I'm looking for is a very light streak like that. That's how I know I have just enough on there to do what I need it to do. You can do this on a paper towel if you want to. For me, it's just easier to do on wrist than move to mini. And now I'm just going to continue through now that I've shifted him over, so I can keep this brush working at that angle I like to use to help bring out the folds. And like I said, there are a lot of really cool ones. That's the one thing this is not lacking in the fabric detail. Thumbs up. Big fan. I'm such a sucker for fabrics and scales and feathers. I love those textures on minis. Yep, I need to reload. You'll find you probably have to do a lot of reloading because this is such a light touch. Better to go lighter. You don't want to go heavy and just start marring everything, because I really do want these deep grooves to stay as dark as possible to help really bring out that texture. And thank you so much, Alan. That is very much appreciated. And really my whole approach here is I understand that people are just beginning, and I know it can be very intimidating jumping into painting, especially mini painting. And you know, there are people out there who do amazing things with paints and everything like that, but I want the everyday person to see like, oh, this is something I could pick up and try. So we have that. That is my focus. I try to keep it user-friendly, beginner-friendly as much as possible. And I try and explain everything that I possibly can so people understand why I'm doing what I'm doing for each particular mini. Like I'm explaining now with the folds, why I'm going to such pains to move the mini around and work the brush in a certain direction, because that'll definitely help. So we're going to keep going with this. So if you can see here, there's sort of like this layer break from here to here. So I'm going to have the purple going through this section, and then we're going to push the red up. I thought almost like and I'm ready for the quote, almost like an Inquisition type cardinal. Use those colors of the red and the purple because it's ominous and it's unsettling because of, you know, the Inquisition. So that's really what inspired the color selection for this Grim Reaper. You know, the judger of death. Who else does judging? The Inquisition people. So yeah, let's go with that. That's really why I decided to do that. And then, like I said, there's going to be some cool color shifting happening as well. Now this one's a little tricky because it dips in. So you're going to see I'm going to actually poke my brush in, but I'm being careful not to smush it. You don't want your brush to really get in too deep and then cover up the deeper grooves, because again, I want that darkness in the deeper sections. And again, this is just somber gray. So that's how the back's looking. I'm going to do a front and back. So this is how the back looks, just bringing it out with that first layer of the somber. Everyone expects the coat. Yes, yes they do. And then if you turn it around, you can see the difference between that up into there. And again, if this is someone who's trying to see how to do black and white minis, this is how you can do it for sure. There it goes. No one suspects the Spanish Inquisition. So there we go. That's our quote for the day. And then I'm going to work on getting his front brushed up. But if you haven't entered the giveaway yet, like I said, check out the Facebook page, check out my Twitter account, and also my website, thecraftingmuse.com. I have a post on that as well. Hello, Crispy Bacon. Great Monty Python. I mean, come on. It's practically begging for it. This one's going to be tricky because there are a lot of different angles I want to go in. The lighter your touch, the kinder this will be to you. Don't press down really hard. It's kind of like, well, some of you might consider it's like putting on eyeshadow. That's not going to work for everyone. It's basically just a very light, careful touch. You don't want to smoosh because that's just going to muck it up on you. And again, light on the paint is a better method than going too heavy on the paint, and then you've pretty much blotted everything out. Now the face I'm going to have some fun with. I definitely want to, let me pull it down this way. I definitely want to incorporate sort of a glowing eye factor. I'm just deciding if I want to do it sort of like a glowing green or glowing red. We might have chat decide what kind of glowing eyes we want when we get to that point. But this guy's definitely going to be used for the next couple live streams. So we'll work on him today, and I'll work on him next Wednesday. Do you think that... Do I think this Reaper is called Tim? I don't know. I haven't gotten his name figured out yet. We shall see what I kind of land on. I kind of get the feeling better as I get the color on them. All right, so I'm almost done here with the somber gray. I'm just kind of getting those other areas. I am trying to keep intentionally the brush out of here. I am going to go back in because what's the word? The primer, that's the word. It did dry a little streaky, so I want to make this as completely black as possible. Then I'll go in and I'll do the eye details that I'm thinking of doing. I want this guy to look really cool and creepy and, you know, not someone you want to see standing at the end of your bed. I know they say don't fear the Reaper, but this kind, you might want to. Might be wise. Hello, Zach. Who else? I missed. Hello, Mr. Ford, and thank you, everyone saying congratulations. Very much enjoyed. And hello, Jody. You're never late. You always say late. No, you're not. You're here just on time. When you can make it is when you're on time. It's totally okay. And I am doing the same thing here. I'm going to even have fun with this, and I'm not going to make it like the classic silver looking kind. I was thinking doing a copper blade just to change it up a bit, and it'd be nice to go with the purples and the reds. All right, this is almost where I need it to be. The arm here gets tricky just because of the little dips and divots we have going on. And a little bit more through there. And you'll see as you do this, you'll move the brush around, you'll move the mini around, and you see points that you want brought out a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Tim G. Reaper. Oh, God. You guys are going to have fun with this. I'm just going around quickly one more time. Alright, so that's the first round using Sombre. I'm going to rinse my brush now. Oh, I grabbed hairpins because my hair's been a little bit fun, thank you to the up-and-coming summer weather. So I pinned back the usual thing that falls forward and blinds me and gets in the way of the camera. But I grabbed more just in case. Oh, no, you stay there. And then I'm going to pull up from there. I'm going to move into Wolf Gray. So that's the next color layer I'm going to put in here. Again, this is definitely keeping in mind with the whole, if you want it, because it does look cool just getting the black and white effect going. And a lot of people thought the Beholder, they thought he was basically how I painted him when I did my base shadow work, as I like to call it. They thought that was a completed mini. They thought it was, you know, a fun look. So I thought, let me show you what I do to really bring out details. And I did a similar thing with the Beholder. I actually did the Wolf Gray and then up to white for him, just to kind of really bring out those grooves and whatnot. So going in now with my brushes cleaned, I'm going to go into that Wolf Gray. No, I'm not going to blot it on my wrist because I'll look crazy. Quick check on my wrist. Now same thing. And this I'm actually going even lighter than before, because I want this to be more of a highlighting point. So I don't need it going as far in as it had at certain points. But you will see that I kind of go back and forth a little bit more here. But that right there is starting to show you how it can really change things up. Do seasons fear you? We're going to have way too much fun with the puns on this guy, that is for sure. And hello, Paul. Thank you very much for that. Seasons don't fear the Reaper. This is true. Although maybe it's debatable. Do you think fall might fear the Reaper? What do we think? Let's get philosophical. Can we speak for all seasons? Because, you know, fall does have to deal with a lot of death as it is. But here you can see how adding that lighter gray in, you start getting this gradient look to it. And I'm going to get some more on my brush. And again, if you're hearing that whirring, I had to put the dehumidifier on for those of us just joining, so some chronic white noise. Someone did say that watching the streams is relaxing for them, which makes you feel like a very, you know, ASMR type of joke is quite appropriate in that respect. But it's good to know people are enjoying and people can unwind watching this. That's a good thing. Yet we have the rave horn going. No, not Bony One Kenobi. Yep, adds to the sleepiness, that white noise. Doesn't the Grim Reaper on Family Guy have a name? Doesn't he? Because that would be funny. That would be really funny. Name him after the one on Family Guy. Again, same thing. I'm just going lightly through, and I'm being a little bit more go back and look over with this one. But this starts giving you you can see. It's a really cool look. I do like how it looks just as is. But this is how you could do if you want to just do strict black and white minis, but doing this also is to your advantage when you're painting minis and you do the glaze coats like I like to do. I just find it really helps keep depth and interest on your minis. And it's definitely become my go-to approach for painting minis. I will do this first for the majority of my minis now. I find it saves a lot of having to go back and forth, especially if you're dealing with different colors. It's great for blending colors. Oh, we're getting more people jumping in. Let's see here. Jolene! Good to see your name. I know you have a new work schedule, but it's good to see you jump in. If only the horn was a cow. Oh, cowbell would have been perfect. perfect. Anthony, you're right. That would have been fun. It's still going through here. But as for those of you here for the Beholder, you saw it. It really does help with blending colors into each other quite nicely. And it's with this layer that I'll rotate around and go back and forth a lot to see if there's anything else I really just want to bring out more. And in this case, because he's got so many cool layers, that's the word I want. I'll catch you later. But yeah, I mean, this just makes, you can see the difference right there. Well, okay, perfect. So looking at the sleeve, this is just with the Sombre gray. This is with the Wolf gray going back up and over it. It's funny how just building black to a mid gray to a lighter gray, you can even bump it up. I don't think I want to go too bright with this because I'm dealing with purple and red. But if you wanted to do another round with just pure white, you can, and that really amps it up. Hello, Cjad. That's, yeah, Chad. That's Chad in there, Cjad. But this is definitely, this is a favored technique for sure now. And it developed because of painting all those minis for BB's Place, and I am officially done with all those minis. I need to go back and fine-tune a couple things with maps that I have for it, for the table. Ooh, look at that. That hand just popped out beautifully. Well, I guess hand... Yeah, I guess it's still sort of a hand, even though it's skeletal looking. But the BB's minis are done. And I've started packing them up, getting them prepped. They are absolutely going on the carry-on with me. There's no way that bag is getting checked. Other bags, yes, not the one containing all my precious minis. So it's getting a couple more map things done. And then there's just a couple more tweaks I need to make with NPCs and encounters. And we'll take it from there. And I can't believe it's around the corner. This is nuts. It's craziness, I tell you. And then after the castle, people have been saying, where am I going to be next? I am going to be at Gen Con. So if you're going to be at Gen Con and you see me, leave hello, say hello. Come find me, because hopefully I'll have the new edition of the Crafting Muse D6. I still kind of want to work a little bit more through here. And I've shifted to being extremely light-handed at this point. Oh, that's right. I wanted to get through here. Just a little bit at a time. Kind of gives it sort of a pencil sketch look in the long run. And the base I always do at the very end. There's still a few more folds I want to bring out with this wolf gray. Because, you know, cool details. Let's get those suckers brought out. Yeah, now he's getting to where I want him to be. But yeah, I thought, because normally this is what I'll do as behind the scenes work. I thought it'd be fun to show you how this is a really neat and easy technique to do. It's also really good if you're trying to figure out how to dry brush. Start with something like this kind of a concept. It is Wednesday already, Grimlock. Hello, how are you? Need just a little bit more on the brush again. And again, just moving it back and forth, running it through, checking. Okay, this is definitely where I want the back to be. I'm going to get the sleeve just a little bit more. Rotate it back to the front. This is really where that last little bit of somber gray is left. So I'm going to go back in with the wolf gray. Well, thank you, Jolene. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. I really do. I was talking about Gen Con, wasn't I? I'm going to be all over the place because my brain's whirring a mile a minute on all these different things that are happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Gen Con. It should be a lot of fun. A lot of great and good people are going too, so I can't wait to see everyone there. but I do like to say hello to people. So if you see me, wave hello, say hello. And I have a very bad habit of walking like, you know, woman on a mission. I just walk quickly, which I never realized when people said, oh, I saw you at a convention. I was afraid to stop you because it looked like you were going somewhere. Which, yes, may have been the case, but I'm also the type who tries to get to places early. So please, you know, stop, say hello. I love doing, you know, want to take a picture or whatever. Totally fine, totally okay. And if I do have to generally be somewhere, I will let you know. I will say it's great to meet you. I have a quick minute, but then I need to get going. So please don't feel like you can't because I'm, you know, because that's just, you know, when your husband's about a foot taller than you are, your stride is a little bit shorter, so you've learned to keep your stride with someone much taller than you are. Is essentially what it is. Maybe that's why I like being around tall people, because they can keep up. Who knows? How do I do the hardened exposed foam board? What do you mean by hardened exposed foam board? Because if it's like you just want to keep it the white color, or the colors that are the pink or the blue, we're almost there. This is where it gets, this is honestly why I do it ahead of time, because I like to sit and fiddle with this technique a lot. All right, a little bit more down here. There. Okay, I'm happy with that. So there we go. So if you wanted to do this as a true black and white thing, what you can do is then move up to dead white. Don't do pure white. Move up to dead white from the same game color line, and even lighter touch, you go through and you do the white. I don't want to do this now because if I do, I'm wearing a necklace, that's what the jingle was. If I do that now, my reds and my purples are going to get lifted too high to a bright and cheery, and I don't want to stray into that too much. Yes, washes that I'm, you know, I can put that back in to help bring it down, but that is why I'm stopping at the wolf gray and I'm not bringing up into a lighter whitish gray at all. But here we go. This is him pretty much prepped now. All right. So there we go with that. Let me check and see what you guys are doing in the chat while I... Oh, Olivia. And hello, Olivia. Nice to see you. Already looks better than the best mini I've ever finished. That's honestly why I like doing this one, because it's a good... It's not a cheat. This is actually sort of a technique you can use with oil painting as well, if you've heard of chiaroscuro, light and dark. It's a great way to get your base underlying shadows and highlights going. And then we're going to flip over to taking the paints, but thinning the paints out like you've seen me do in other minis. And then that way you get the colors to gloss over, and you can really work with it. Foam board with the paper peeled off. Yeah, Mod Podge, straight up Mod Podge. Those will absolutely be your answer. It stiffens it up. It has a combination there to act both as a varnish and a seal. Let me see here. Let me put this to the side. Yeah, like Alan said, you'll be good. And actually, if you do a base coat, you can add in the Mod Podge as well, depending on how hard you want it. You can mix up to half and half, I've found personally. Anything more than half and half, and it kind of gets interesting color-wise. So I would recommend that. Let's see. Yeah, Mod Podge is durable stuff, and that's why I'm excited to include the Mod Podge Ultra in the, well, both the giveaways. One for the May Guild build and one for the channel giveaway. So this is done. I'm just letting them dry a little bit. You don't want to jump right to painting unless this is dried. If you do, it bleeds. And then you just get like a kind of more not run down, washed out. That's the look. Washed out look going on. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back in and just put a little, I'm petting my nose. I'm going to put a little bit more in the, what should be the empty face. Let me get my blackout. Blackout. Ah. I mean, I've been working with, the funny thing is I grew up calling Mod Podge. I have to train Mod Podge. I don't know why. That's just what everyone called it. So it wasn't until I started doing the videos I realized, oh, wait a minute. Because it's one of those things. It's something that you always have around you. I never bothered to actually read the label. Who are you kidding? So when I realized it's Mod Podge, it was one of those, like, what? Revelations. So in a couple of my earlier videos, you'll hear me say it the colloquial way as opposed to the actual name of the product. So what I'm doing is I'm just going in with black here because I do want that to be dark and ominous. I don't want that to have the highlightings actually. I want it to be just this void for sure. There we go. I mean, hello, and then we put the eyes in. It's just creepy. So that's what I just did there. And I think we should be good. I'm going to start first with the purple and then move up to the red. And we'll see how far that gets us because it's already 12:30. Half hour passed. And then, let's see what else is going on. Yes, it was a season finale for Dawnbringers. I think we're going to still do a couple more things before there is going to be a break because Ted and I are going to be at the castle, and then Jake and Jeremy are going to be at AtCon. So there's this, I want to say 2-week window where we just won't be able to do much for the Dawnbringers. So just keep that in mind. If you are a loyal fan, it's not that we aren't continuing. We are. It's just sort of like a hiatus. And then for Scrat stuff, we are still going to be going. But obviously, when I'm not in town, there's going to be a couple gaps for me with Dunera. If you haven't come across Dunera, I'm loving it. It's a cipher system-based game. And I'm going to be using Royal Purple as I chatter away. And it's a really cool world. It's magical. It really is a magical Narnia-esque type experience. If you haven't watched it yet, you're welcome to join us Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight, whichever, EDT right now, on Scraticus Academy on Twitch. All right, just putting in some of the flow improver here. And I'm going to stir it up, and then I'll start applying this onto that lower layer area. Because like I showed you before, there's sort of that division between the robes. And nope, this is not going to be your classic Shroud Grim Reaper. I did get a kick out of people saying, you know, let's give it a little color. Yeah, Mod Podge and PVA, they are different from each other. It can be a misconception that they're the same thing, which is why some people will use the PVA white glue and think they're going to get similar results. You will get some. Mod Podge definitely amps it up a little bit more in terms of adding strength. And let's see here. Yeah, you can name the channel if you want to. So I'm going to, what am I going to use brush-wise? That's a good question. I'm puzzling on the brush because of how deep these grooves are. I'm going to use this one. So here's why I'm picking this one. This guy, once upon a time, yes, it had a finer tip to it, but I'm cruel to my brushes, essentially. I'm very mean to them. I'm very rough on them. But it has a little bit more bristle to it. I don't want to use one of my flatheads because I don't want to have to get too pokey with it. I want to brush this on gently. And I also want to make sure I can get into like smaller bits and nooks and crannies at this point. So I've thinned this out. Let's see if I can do the demonstration. So when it paints on, it's not fully opaque. You still get, there you can see, you still get the play of my skin tone at the moment, but you still get the undertones playing through, which you want. You don't want to paint this and then all of a sudden it's blurred out completely, like what happened here. You don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go in with this Royal Purple that I have thinned out with Flow Improver, also from Vallejo. And this is the demarcation I'm using right here. So I'm just going to start tucking this Royal Purple in. But I'm using this Once Upon a Time fine tip because it'll be a little bit more gentle. But it'll also help me get into those narrow spaces. And away we go with that. And audio-wise, if you need something adjusted, let me know. Like if I'm too soft suddenly, please speak up. Now, right now as it's drying, it looks a little bit darker than it actually is. And those of you who are here for the Beholder saw the same thing happen. As it dries, you'll see those highlights come back out. Okay, great. Thank you, Crispy. Yeah, I mean, PVA can be great. I'm just saying that there is a little bit of extra quality that Mod Podge has over PVA. So if people who've done projects from watching someone's video and they're not getting the same strength results because they switched to PVA, that could very well be your problem. You can, there's tacky glue as well. That's sort of the in-between. I like to use tacky glue for things. And it's not tacky like, you know, gauche. It's the actual name. Tacky. Tacky glue. That I actually find at Dollar Tree sometimes. My Dollar Tree sucks lately. Oh, they're doing something with it. I don't know what, and I don't like it. They're also rearranging my grocery store. Ugh, it's a heartbreak. I don't know where anything is right now. I'm lost. I felt so lost grocery shopping yesterday. I'm lost. Where am I? What section is this? Rationale being they're trying to get, you know, everything pulled together in better organization sections, which I get, but when you have a setup mentally prepared and time is of the essence, and you're like, I can go in, I can go out, and you spend an extra half hour trying to find the one thing you used to know where it was, and now it's long gone from where it used to be. And no one who works at the store really knows either because everything's in transition. Not fun. Hello, Miniature Misfit. Yeah. Yep, that varnish really is a big player in the combination. So again, this is just royal purple. A very thin coat. You can see here it's starting to dry out more. And I'm actually only going to do one base layer of color because then the transition color shift paints are going to come into play. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see if we get to that. We may not. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get the base layer on, and then next week we'll do the finer detail stuff. Well, I'll do it, and you guys can hang out and chat while I work the paints. The other fun purchase I just had to make was I opted to get a converter on top of it being an adapter. Simply because it's things like, well, I don't want to discover that even though something is labeled as such really isn't, and then have something go kablooey on me. Because it's not like I'm staying at a true hotel at the castle. It's run as a private hotel, so to speak, but it's not like they're going to have all the amenities like, hey, I made my hairdryer blow up. Can you send up one? There's no front desk. But that was one of those things I sat there researching. Boy, howdy, what do I need to get? Why should I get? Yeah. But now if I do any further world traveling, I'm set for pretty much everywhere. I think it was like over 200 countries. Yeah, right, Tyler? You would think. No, they're trying to streamline this, so everything's in the spot you want it to be was their explanation. And it's going to be happening until July 19th. Not a happy camper right now. So it's one of those things I'm like, well, I'm just going to buy what I can find and then get the heck out of there because I ain't got time. I really don't. Oh, that's awesome, Andian, that you did that trick. I'm glad to hear that. Very nice. Yeah, I like playing around with. The other fun thing to do is if you want to play with this isn't on minis, but if you ever want to play with the concept of using colors, bringing it up from black, get a hold of black velvet. Because remember those paintings people used to do with like pastels, black velvet and pastels? That's a fun way to kind of get your eye to work with working from a darker color up. Yeah, see, we don't Kilmore. I just called you Killian. No. Kilmore, we don't have, I'm kind of like in the rural farmland zone, so we don't have a grocery store that's super close where I can do that. Right now I'm just kind of spinning him around as I talk, but he's done for the purple zone. So it leaves me, I have the option to either they'll pull it together for me and I go and pick it up, or I just go in myself. And unfortunately, every place where you can go and pick it up, I think about 4 times when I finally stopped, they had given me like expired products. So I was like, nope, I'm done. I will get my own. I will absolutely get my own. Dollar Tree changing to Dollar Tree Plus. Yes, Eddie, that is a thing that's happening. They are amping up prices on certain things. Hopefully not their phone. Because that would be a tragedy. Alright, so this is Royal Purple. I am now going to shift over to Scarlet Red, I believe it was. Yeah, Scarlet Red is what I grabbed. So I'm going to jump this up to the upper shroud being this color tone. Remember, I am using an Inquisitor from the Inquisition. That was the word I couldn't remember before. An Inquisitor from the Inquisition has been my inspiration for this color combination. The more you know. Da-da-da-dum. And when I get back, remember I'm going to do that, was it the hill? Or the stone giant, I think. Will be the next mini. And that's a honker. That's a heckin' honker of a mini. Which will be fun. And that was probably really loud because I just snapped that next to the microphone. Sorry. Oop, wrong end. So again, I'm just mixing this up so I get the, sort of like a heavy cream. For those of you who are new to seeing this. I want it to be a heavy cream consistency. I got a new patron today and the name had me cracking up. It was Crabface McGrouch. That's just, I loved it. It was just such a fun name to see. So whoever you are, Crabface McGrouch, an enthusiastic 2 thumbs up for your Patreon handle. What are your thoughts on the news? Yeah, okay. The contrast line, I'm not purchasing them, let me put it that way, because I have a lot of paints. So for me, it's not a paint set that I need out of necessity. It's one of those things where Citadel wanted to send them my way to try them out so you guys can see them in action. Then absolutely, I would give them a try. Personal opinion, I don't have one. You know, everyone wants to get into the next big thing, like, oh, this is awesome, this is great. If it's something you feel that could work for you and you can buy maybe a pot or two worth, then yeah, give it a try. Or there's so many other people on YouTube who have done these. And I'm blanking on names right now. But just do a YouTube. Do a YouTube search on Citadel contrast paints. You'll get a good number of hits. So check that out. But personally, I'm not planning on it. Unless, like I said, they come my way as a gift or something like that. Because if I buy more paints, I'm nuts. I am running low on my washes. Washes I do need to get. We've got a grocery store 50 miles away now. A lot more convenient than driving 80 miles. Oh, Tyler. So, yeah. Yeah, we have grocery stores. We just don't have the, you know how there's, like, the good grocery store in the area? We have the fair to middling grocery stores in our area. My husband and I, we will drive out to go to a Wegmans. That's a distance away. It's like a good 40 to 45 minute drive. But I love going there because I can find things and we'll do like major stock up left and right to get the products we can find there. A lot of times at these fair to middling stores by us, they won't carry products that I need or want, which is ever so much fun. So yeah, I get the whole having to travel for food, for grocery shopping. Yeah, this is going to be fun. So again, this is the not black shroud Reaper take that I'm doing because it was requested in chat to kind of have fun and change it up a little bit. Now I am going to be careful through here. I don't really want to have a... Do I want to blend it? Maybe I will blend it. Do I want to or don't? No, I'm going to keep it divided for this one. I might have to get another mini of this though, because I just got another idea. But this one I do want to keep it sort of segregated, one color from the other. So I am just carefully working this Scarlet Red from Vallejo around where the top tier meets the bottom tier. And then I'll pull the paint up and through the folds. And forewarning, this guy's a little top heavy. He's got some heft to him. Let's see, did I get everything addressed? I believe so. Yes. Okay. I'm checking that chat. I want to be sure I can catch what I can catch. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Other bits of news. Yeah, later this evening, probably early evening, I'll get the video out so people can see the final star. There were some really cool ideas that came through from the corrugated cardboard, the exposed kind. I mean, some people... we got a nice variety, too, of themes, so that was really good to see. Have I talked about Mace yet? I don't know. Mace, Charlotte, North Carolina. November. Don't quote me on the dates. I want to say it's like the 8th through the 10th. You're going to have all your guild masters in one spot, it's looking like. So for those who are in the Tabletop Crafters Guild asking if we're going to have some sort of convention that's crafter focused, Mace in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you very much, Kentucky Fried Gamers. I love your name. Obviously, I like names. That's an awesome name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hello, Puzzle Bending. Glad you can make it. You missed my doing a grayscale undershadow approach because I wanted to show how people could do just straight up black and white minis, which is how I got the look on the black and white section, which isn't actually just straight up black and white. And now I'm putting the colors on. Again, I'm just being very careful through here. You know what could be fun with this mini as well? Doing the grayscale and then having it blend up so it's like a lighter green up to a very, very, very dark green at the top. That would be another fun color take on doing a Reaper. Well, if you live in North Carolina, then check it out. It's in Charlotte. They have a group on Facebook. It's from the two guys who run it. Their company's called Just Us, not Justice. Just Us Productions. I believe they have a website, Just Us Productions, like onecontinuous.com. So you can give that a look-see. They do a couple things throughout the year too. Not all of it is centered in North Carolina, but the majority is. For sure. But yeah, we're all planning on being there. So that'll be fun. And I'm actually bummed because I was hoping to go to Origins this year. It's just timing wise between the Castle and Origins, it wasn't going to happen. So there are a few people going to Origins in the crafting realm as well. Scotty is going to be at Origins. This is in Columbus, Ohio in a couple weeks. 17th? Soon. Actually, next weekend. Right? Yeah, I think it's next weekend. So if you're in the Ohio area, or Columbus, Ohio area, willing to travel, that's another one you can scope out and check out how things are with people. All right, now I'm going to tuck in deep here. Because, you know, this is a tricky angle. I'm not sure if you're going to see what I'm doing here. It's what I've been doing. It's just trying to get into the no man's land of the crook of the arm. Now for the hand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, the hand. I'm going to go back in with the probably bone white and just coat that so it has that skeletal hand look to it. Ooh, that's a little, hold on. You see, this is a tricky zone because it's got oodles of detail, but it's also kind of tucked away on itself. Get in there. Like I said, hold your mini in different, yeah, see, in different angles. It helps you see what you're missing. And granted, you're probably not going to have your Grim Reaper hanging upside down like a bat. You never know. But move your minis around while you're painting so you can see if you've missed any key points that are going to show up and scream, "You missed the spot!" How are we doing on time? Alright, so we're getting close to 1 o'clock. What I'm going to do is I'll get the red finished on the robes. I'll take care of this bit as well. Trying to talk and paint at the same time. Always fun. And then we'll call it a day on him for that. So basically getting base colors on next week. Thank you, Vincent. How are you doing? And thank you very much. And then next week I will do the color shift paints to show you what I want to do with those to give it a very eerie, glowy, phosphorescent look. Minnie's holding something across the chest is it is a frustrating angle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love how dynamic it makes the mini look. It's just a lot of working it around as best you can. Which, again, this technique can help with that. It can be very forgiving. Vincent's in a good mood. Hi, all. Hi, hi. Oh, I missed the first hi. Hi, hi, all. All right, we are almost there with this scarlet red getting everywhere on the upper portion. Just going to carefully work it around here. You know what, I'm going to go back with a different brush for around the face because I really want to be careful. I don't want to get that mucked up. And it's hard to see as the paint is still wet, but this is a very thin coat. It'll pop out more. You can see here. It'll pop out more your different tones as it starts to dry. This is about where I started, so you can see the shifting from dark to light. Still the same, obviously, red. But that's why I like playing with those highlights and shadows ahead of time to bring out what I can ahead of time. Let me shift on my seat because I'm sliding. I am sliding off this today. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, we'll get the other sleeve. Again, it's just a thin coat of the paint. I'm not looking for opacity when I paint these on. I want it to be a translucent rendition of the paint color. I mean, you could even theoretically just wash after wash after wash if you wanted to instead. That's another option. It's just a lot more steps involved. And it'll take a little bit more time, obviously. It's still tucking in here. Now there were a couple of small mold lines. I really didn't dare touch them too much because of all these lovely details. Thank you very much. And hello, Ink and Ignorance. Good to see you here. Oh, and I have to paint the hands. Don't let me forget the hands. I want to get that too. And just a little bit more paint through here. Nooks and crannies. A little bit too much there. If you need to pull the paint off, just blot your brush on a paper towel like I just did, and you can pull off the excess if you've gotten too much on, which I just did because I didn't realize a fold wasn't as deep as it looked from the angle I had going. So that was a quick fix. All right, spinning them around. Yeah, there's still a little bit more. Here comes the fun of angles. Trying to be very careful here because I don't want to get... Oh, I'm trying not to get that. I just did get the little decorative detail here. But I'm painting that next, so it'll get covered up anyways. All right, that's really starting to show through now with the... I am going to get an after shot, well, midway shot of him so you can see. It's just the paint and the webcam. Sometimes they don't want to play together as well to show all of the details that are still here from the way this technique works. Again, because as it's drying, it gets that glossiness to it. All right, now I am going to... Hold on. Come on, you. There's that one spot I want to get. There we go. We won't tell. What chat are you in? You're diligently working. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ink. None whatsoever. All right, so because I want to keep this pristine, nice and dark and black in there, I am going to switch to a flathead brush just to make it easier. Let me just rinse this one brush off, but see if I can spin him a little bit so you can see. But yeah, that gives me the colors and the depth I wanted in those colors. And once that color shift comes into play, it's going to be a lot of fun. I was playing around with that over the weekend, and I liked how it looked. I don't remember where I put the paper towel I was playing with, otherwise I'd show you ahead of time. I think the kitten, she likes to, oh wait, that's not the one I want. I think the kitten likes to run away with my stuff these days because she sees it as a great opportunity. You know what? I may have left that brush upstairs, so I'm just going to move to one of my really, really tiny fine tips. Won't cover as quickly, but it'll still help me get the job done without going too, keep it in the frame, too overboard with the red. There we go. And you could also just wait to put the black on at the very end. I just was waiting for other things to dry. Hence my now having to be very, very careful. Still in frame. We're going to lift it up a little bit. So again, because of the whole Inquisitor factor, I want this light to be like a goldish copper color rather than the classic silver, because, you know, if you look at cardinals and stuff, they have the gold crosses and stuff. Hello, Mia. Thank you very much. The mini itself is a great sculpt because of all these fold details. I mean, give me lots of fabric folds and I'm a sucker. So here he is with the, let's move the white out of there. So here he is with the royal purple on the bottom, scarlet red on top. You can actually get a little hint there of, if I cap him a little bit. There we go. That gives you a better idea of what it's closer to how this looks in real life when I do this, but I'll definitely get a picture of him after the fact. I'm getting better at it, but there are still times, and I'll let you know if I have to pull out a frame, because there are times where I need to get it up here and not down here. It's honestly, it's harder than you think painting with a camera factored in too. And I always say, I think I found the new arrangement. I think this one is the one that's going to work best. It still sort of limits my hand motions, and every so often I will bump the camera, but out of everything we've done, or I've done setup wise, I think this is how I'm gonna work it out. I should take a picture of this after I'm done. You guys can see what my setup looks like when I'm talking to you. Give you an idea of what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm just letting that dry a little bit. I am going to rinse my brushes and get them put to the side, and then I gotta figure out which metallic goldish copper I want to go with. I'm gonna still keep it in the Vallejo color line. Bronze? Bright bronze or brassy brass? That's what I'm looking at. So I'm still kind of debating bright bronze or brassy. I'm gonna do brassy brass. Reason being, it's a darker warm. These are more cool in tone, so I'm going for a little bit darker instead, and that's going to go with these parts right here, right on the blade. Let's see here. But freezing shimmer. Okay. I'm reading the chat right now just to see if I missed anything. So I just need a little bit of this, not a whole bunch. But again, I thought this would be a fun little twist on anticipated color. And yep, I'm gonna use this brush, I think. No, not that one. I am getting to the point where I need to reconsider my brushes. I've even done like the whole this guy, which I do use, and I definitely use it for conditioning, but I've been really hard on them over the past couple months, and I think it's time to kind of, you know, on a few of them, which they don't get thrown away. They actually get downgraded to the terrain brushes. Okay, so I'm taking Brassy Brass. So brassy. Brassy and sassy. And I'm just getting this on the blade. And I'm just doing a thin coat so that we still get that. That's what I forgot to do. I need to put a drop of the airflow in there. Not the airflow. Flow improver. Airflow. And there we go. Let me mix this up. I'm just going to use the base of my brush. That's why it went on thicker than I was expecting it to. I forgot a step. It happens. Alright, so just thinned out a little bit. That's better. That's better. Because I want those undertones to play up. Plus it helps keep it... There we go, you can see the shines off of it. Kind of gives it more of the well-used appearance. It's one side. Let's get the other side going. And I want to get this little bobbly-doo that's hanging off the other side. I think I forgot to get the other side. I gotta flip it back around for that. And yes, bobbly-boo is a technical term if you're looking it up. I'm kidding. Absolutely kidding. Sometimes I will Kentucky Fried Gamers. I tend to hold the minis more because, especially in this case, if I pop this guy in a bottle, there's going to be times I turn him upside down and bottle gets in the way. So for minis like this, I tend to keep them like this. And I also wash... See, I told you. I hit this camera every so often. I also wash my hands with liquid Dawn soap before I go to paint a mini. It strips the oils from your hands, which really does help. So that's a little what I do and why I do it like that. Because I found that sometimes when I really need to get into angles, it's a pain in the butt to pop off and pop back on and forget it. Hold on, letting a comment go through. So that's why he's not on a type of holder of any sort. Because I know I would just be removing him and putting him back, and that just turns into the risk of marring paint even further than anything else. Alright, so that's that. I'm just going to do a brown for the handle. This is not a guy you want to run into. Nope. And I'm going to use Smokey ink on the handle. I don't know why I'm singing that. So yep, it's going to be Smokey. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I don't know. Brain's on random shuffle of songs. Heads up. She's everywhere. Oh, nope, keep this out so I'm going to put that. Let me just take a quick sip. My mouth is getting parched. Kilmore, I've heard of using that finisher jet dry as a flow agent. I haven't done that yet because I still have a nice big bottle of flow improver that was given to me as a gift. So I haven't tried it out yet. Others have, pardon me, and do seem to appreciate what it does. So definitely give that a look-see if you want. I will not dissuade you from it because I have heard of it being a helpful thing to do. Now, my Smokey ink is by nature, I've shaken this bottle so many times, and it's still very thin. So I don't need to thin this out. See, it's almost like a wash. I don't know why. It's just the Smokey ink and my black from this set, they both are more wash-like, which is fine because when I do this, it makes it even easier. Just take a little bit from the bottle and go. Oh, that was too much on the brush. Much too much. There we go. Ooh! Hello, Bernardo. Oh, Tyler. Oh, in Kentucky, that's a fun idea of using bottle caps. Cat hair in my mouth. There we go. Much better. Now that won't be irritating me. So yeah, my Smokey ink is thinner by nature. Don't know why. It's just how it's come to me. But again, you want these paints to be thinned out so that you can see your work coming through that you already did with those low lights, highlights, all that fun stuff. Yeah, editing is time consuming. That's honestly what takes the most time for me with craft related videos. That's why I jumped them down to just twice a month, because it was getting to be overwhelming trying to do a craft every single week and keep up with the games that I'm in and doing the live streams. I love to do the mini paintings with you guys. This is not something I want to relinquish. So I am definitely keeping with just the craft videos being twice a month, essentially. But the streams, I really do try to keep the streams going once a week. Especially since I can answer questions and things like that in the chats as they come. I mean, geez, the finalist announcement video for the guild build, that's turned into a beast simply because of trying to get everyone's names and and all that pulled together. So when you guys are asking, guys and gals I should say, forgive me, when you are all asking when the finalist video is coming through, keep in mind the guild masters, we all have to vote Sometimes there's some back and forth because we'll have ties, and then it's okay, these are the tied, vote from them, da da da. So that can take a couple days process just because we're all in different time zones and so on and so forth. Then it's pulling the video together, and for me right now that's taking a couple days simply because of my own personal time factor. So it can, you're right, Lewis, Orko! Ooh! That was completely unintentional. I think we just got a name. He's Orko. He's Orko. End of story. Hands down, Orko. I didn't even make that connection. I'm thinking creepy inquisitor color scheme. Hey, man. Even better. Even better. Orko the Reaper. There we go. You know what, ink and ignorance, oh boy, did I stutter on that one. Ink and ignorance. If you do a giveaway, I'm really liking Gleam. It's been a huge, huge time saver, and it's helping keep track of things. Even the free option has been very helpful. So that's a program I would say so far I'm liking. All right, so that takes care. Whoa, wait, nope. The lashing. I need to get that. I'm going to use desert yellow. That's what we'll do. We'll do desert yellow on that one. Aw, thanks, Vincent. That's really sweet of you to say. I appreciate it. I was looking back at old videos and stuff, like you do, and I realized that pretty much this time last year, the channel was at 3,000. It hit 3,000, so it's just mind-boggling that it's tripled. More than tripled in count. But it's so cool. I've got some lovely, lovely subscribers and followers and all that jazz. You guys are awesome. And I always look forward to... See, I'm talking and painting at the same time, and I pulled too much paint on here. Oh well. I always look forward to doing this stream, because it really does give me a chance to sit and chat with you and see how everyone's doing. That and Twitter. Twitter's also good for like quick back and forths with people. I like Twitter for that reason. Now I am making this because I know I'm going to do a Nuln Oil wash on this, so I'm fine with this being a brighter yellowish taupe because I know it's going to get muted down for where I just painted the lashings. So that's desert yellow over there. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it all. Now let's, last little bit, the hands. Absolutely. For 10K, thank you. I'm not speaking, I'll speak pretty one day. For 10K, your algorithm shifts a little bit to your advantage. So 10K is a nice little bump. I don't think you get a certificate per se. You, TubeBuddy, yeah, they're all about like, hey, print this out, you get a certificate. Love TubeBuddy. I'm not sure about YouTube themselves if they do anything for like a, like I know like you get the play button at certain levels, like way beyond where I am right now. I don't know if they do anything with 10K. So that's just the hands. And that I said I was going to do bone white, bone white, bone white. See? Right there. And again, just a little light touch. I don't want this to get too crazed and opaque. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of a dry brush instead for the hands instead of going in. Well, no, I lied. I'm going to go in with a finer tip. There you are. Baby V. Novice V. Novice V. Maybe not baby, but definitely novice. There was, God, between learning how to edit videos and everything like that, that was definitely very steep learning curve for me there. So what I'm doing is I'm just going in with a very fine tip. You know what? If you're enjoying a certain platform, I will say with all honesty, stick with that platform. That can be your focus. You don't have to be everywhere doing it all, especially if you're enjoying where you are. I mean, yes, it's great to be here, there, and everywhere possible for exposure, but there's something to be said for having a home base. So if you're enjoying And I'm responding to a comment that's not showing up. So if you're enjoying Instagram, then by all means, Instagram, because Instagram's even doing live streams now. So that's something where if that's your sweet spot, keep it. I won't say one is better than the other. I find people do better on different platforms for various reasons. Absolutely. Don't feel pressured that you have to, or that you're obligated to, or anything like that. Hold on, I need a little bit more. This is kind of hard to show because I've had to drop it down a little bit. Basically, I'm getting the phalanges. I'm doing a light coat with the bone white. Because I wanted to keep that very skeletal look as much as possible. Let's see if you can see that. Yoink, there we go. This little spot again with the crook of his arm. A little tricky to hit. Just gonna dance the brush across. Twitter, I agree. I like Twitter for communication. It's been great. Oftentimes, especially with Facebook, yeah, I'm still there. I'm not leaving Facebook, but I'm not getting notifications of comments now, and that's irking me. So if you've commented and I haven't replied to you, phalanges, fingers. If I haven't commented, I haven't seen the notification. I haven't been notified that you did. And I am annoyed. I am not, am I in frame? I'm not happy that I'm missing out on comments unless and I've been trying to. I've been making a point to try, yeah, wash will help. I've been making a point to try and go back to when I've posted or commented to follow up when I have the time. Operative word is time. So please don't take it personally. Hello, Jessica. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I do appreciate hearing that. Thank you. And then, oh my goodness, these angles. One moment, please. I may have to do a pull out of frame. I'm not even kidding. Yep, pulling out of frame. Sorry. I gotta pull this in close and tight. There's no way. There is no way I'm reaching this thumb with the camera in the way. So right now I'm just painting the hand and the thumb with the bone white. Really close. Really, really close. That's what I just did out of frame. You can see tucked under there and tucked there. Because that was just too nuanced to be able to reach without struggle. Like I said, I do try and keep in frame as much as possible. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way. Alright, we are getting there on him. So here we go. Look at that. Orko. How did I not make that connection? I grew up on that one. But yeah, this is Orko. Orko our Reaper. So this is how far we've come so far. So you got to see, he started off primed in black, moved it up to somber gray with the dry brushing, shifted it up to wolf gray, again to kind of play off the black and white look. For those of you who are wondering if you do black and white minis, absolutely. Then moving into royal purple on that first bottom layer of the shroud, jumped it up to scarlet red for the upper layer of the shroud and the sleeves. The face has been blacked out entirely, which I want because that's just like Orko. I think I probably did have Orko on the brain. That's pretty funny. What color are Orko's eyes? That's what I have to go back and look at. Alright, I know what I'm doing for his face as much as I can. Blacked out the inside of the shroud as much as I can for that creepy factor. The hands have gotten the bone white. The staff has gotten the smoky ink. The blade. Why am I blanking on words today? Probably because I'm like thinking too much. The blade got the brassy brass. The lashings, desert yellow. So that's where we stand with everything on here. Orko and a mum produce. Oh, that's so true. Oh, Lewis, I like that a lot. Orko and Mumra produce an evil baby. Son. Orko Jr. So next week, the plan is, and I'll show you the paints I'm going to bring into this game. No. So the plan is next week, I'm going to do the color shifts on the shroud. And then I'll wash on the scythe itself and the hands for sure. And then maybe I'll do something fun with the base. Let me think about what I want to do that base. So these are the color shifts that Plaid has sent to me that I'm going to use. I like these guys because they show... They show your color shifts ahead of time. And these really do work true to what it does. So this one does a red to a gold, which is why I also, there we go, wait, come back, there we go. Like an orangey gold, which is why I was going for the colors that I grabbed for the blade. So that's the plan for putting onto the top part of the shroud. You'll see I'm going to do that. His eyes are a yellowy green. That's what I thought, Olivia. So yeah, I think we're gonna have fun with this. And then this one, I really like, and I've used this a few times. This one is a purple, but it does a teal blue to a red to that purple, and you even get some navy blue in there. So I thought this would be good to do on the royal purple section of the shroud. So these are the two paints that are going to come into play next week. I'll show you how I apply them. It's not going to be a, you know, paint it on and da-da-da-da-da type of thing. But that is the plan for the color shifts, because I do want that phosphorescent-esque look. And then what I'm going to do... Oh, I didn't grab it! I am going to do... You'll see next week. I am going to do a color shift paint on this too, because I thought that'd be kind of cool to incorporate this as opposed to just, hey, I'm floating. I'll do a color shift up through here as well, so you can see that. But I didn't do any type of paint. Well, I'm going to remove paint. I didn't do any type of paint on this because I want this to stay as translucent as possible. So this will get a color shift up. I might color shift this up to, yeah, I think I might do that, up into the bottom part of the shroud. So that's the plan for next week. And again, next week I'm going to announce who the lucky winner is for the 10K giveaway collection, which is a fabulous collection. I love everything that's in there, and there are some things that are going to be very hard to part with, but they're for the collection, they're not for me. If you're interested in entering the giveaway, please check my accounts out on the Facebook page, as well as Twitter, as well as the YouTube channel itself. I have posted a video that has a link in the description as well as in the first comment, so check those out. I have the drawing happening at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings on the 12th of June, which means here I'm going to be announcing who the lucky winner is. So if you want to find out, come here. So we will be here finishing up Orko Jr., same time, same place, different date. And this will be the last live stream for the month of June, simply because of castle stuff kicking in afterwards right quick. So that's the plan for next week. So thank you so much, everyone who's jumped into the chat. Thank you so much for all the congratulations and the well wishes and the kind words here in the chat, here in messages and everything like that. I really have been reading them, and it's been wonderful and quite lovely to see your thoughts and reactions to everything. So it's extremely encouraging, and I definitely plan to keep on trucking with all that I'm doing here. And yeah, so I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to finish that guild build video so people can find out who the finalists are. And I'll see you on the flip side. Find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. Find me, find me, find me. I'm always happy to say hello. So take care, everyone. Be good.